Okay, this is IndigoMoon Aussies. This is Gypsy, the puppy we kept, and we're doing a short video today. This is not for show grooming. This is just how to groom your puppy until, I know a lot of you will be taking your puppies to groomers, but this is just a quick once-over of some of the products we use. The products we're going to show you also work for show puppies, but this is how we groom. The show puppies, we do teach them to stand on the table, but since again a lot of you don't have tables, especially if you have a pet puppy, we're going to show you the easiest way to do it. My son is going to be filming it for us. And we have cheese out here and ready. I'm going to show you the products that I shampoo with. I use Herbal Whitening Shampoo by Plush Puppy. It works great on the white and the black part of the coat. For extra whitening on the white part of the coat, I use the #1 All Systems Professional Whitening. I mix this about 1 to 10 parts and put it on the white part and let it set for 3 to 5 minutes while I'm using this shampoo. And this I mix it a little bit less, about 1 to 5. She has not been bathed. We have regular dryers, so I also love this product. It's Kalea Emu Oil Pet Spray. You can buy it in this size bottle, or I buy it in a gallon, and I use this anytime before I'm going to brush them. And I use it on puppies and big dogs. It's a deep moisturizing spray. It does not build up. It does not need to be washed off. So we're going to start her with just, going to give her a little spray. Hey, Gypsy. And I'm just going to brush her coat a little bit. Aussies only need to be bathed. Again, we're talking about a non-show Aussie if they're really, really dirty, or once every 6 weeks or so. A lot of times their paws get dirty, and you can just simply wash their paws. You don't have to wash the whole dog. At this age, they fight quite a bit when we start with the Dremel, and you'll see she will fight. They eventually get over that. I do not use clippers on my dogs. This is what I use. It's a Dremel sander. I have a large one. You're watching to make sure. Because I'm using adult dogs. You can actually get what they call the petty paws. It's the same idea, and if you hit against their skin, it doesn't hurt them. They are going to, in the beginning, the first few times we do it, they fight quite a bit. It's more of just being held down than it is that this doesn't harm them. I like this a lot better than clipping because you can never clip too close, and it also sands the nails so we have a soft nail. So what we're going to do, and when they fight really bad, we do what we call papoosing. So we'll see how she's going to be. He's going to give her some food, and I'm going to start on her nails. And I do their nails about once a week. And I'm just going to do one paw so we can go kind of through everything. Or I'll do two. As you can see, she's being really good. I do front and back with this. And treat rewards I think are great. Sometimes they start to fight, and that's really normal. By the time they're about 11 or 12 weeks, if you do this weekly, they get used to it. Okay, so that's an example of that. When you're brushing them, the areas you want to pay attention to is where the mats form, which is behind the ear. You should always check inside the ear. I can see some dirt, so I would let me grab a tissue. When you bathe your dog, bathe them from the neck down. Try not to get the ears wet because their ears are susceptible to a yeast infection if they get moist. So I use Q-tips, and you know, from puppies playing in the dirt, their ears get dirty. So I do an ear check during grooming. I try to brush them at least once a week, more if needed. So I'm going to clean out her ears. The other area is under here. And then we'll clean their eyes. They get a little bit of runniness in the eye when they're young, their faces are close. The other, as they get older, the tummy area is another area where they can get. So now we're going to lift her up a little bit, and I'm going to show you how I work on her tail. Again, I know most of you aren't going to have a variety of scissors if you're not showing. So what I'm using is just, they're meant for animals. They're not very sharp, or they're a small, straight edge. And I'm going to just lift her up just a little bit more. And I'm just going to trim where I've already got her line started. And mostly you're trimming the black fur. You're not going to trim the cream color. On the paws, lift up a front paw. The hair that grows in between the paws, like she was groomed last week, so she's pretty much due. You're going to cut all that. That's more for show, but it just looks better, and it keeps mud and debris from getting caught in there. Also, we're going to take and cut, hold her. Got to get her eyebrows. I like to cut their eyebrows. That's kind of a personal preference. And if you're going to cut their whiskers, again, most of the objection is to being held tightly, as opposed to none of this causes any harm. And I'm going to show you how to use a dryer. Again, for those of you that aren't showing, Aussies, like most breeds, are extremely sensitive to heat. And our dryers, let's pretend that she's just had a bath. I towel dry as much as possible. If we're not showing, I'm going to put my conditioner on her coat. So we put a little bit of that on. I'm using a regular hair dryer. You have to be really careful with these. Let me see if I've got that plugged in. Okay, right now it's on hot air. So as I dry her, I'm going to keep my hand in front of the dryer and keep it moving about this much away. If I don't do that, I'm going to burn her skin. It's going to be uncomfortable. Mine has a cool button, so I can press that cool button and then I don't have to worry so much. If I go back to the hot, I make sure my hand is always in front of where the dryer is going. And then press the cool button. And I'll be doing a show grooming video next week, and we'll get into more details on how we dry the puppies and how we do their coat and the trimming. Right now we're just going over the basics. Show puppies need to be put up on the table at least 3 times a week. I try to do it every day if possible, even if it's for just a minute. I'm just using sliced American cheese. Good job. Good girl. And so, good girl, Gypsy. This is a slicker brush, and it just helps really get any mats or tangles. She's looking for her food. Okay, if they'll switch her around and let me get her other side. And then again, this is the time to check inside the ears and check your puppy. If you have a female, you want to check for any discoloration or discharge. And I just check to make sure. I work with them, again for show, we say teeth, teeth. Beautiful, look at those pretty teeth. Looks like she's losing a couple teeth. What a good girl. So that's how we groom the puppies. When we wash them, we use the sink, and I have a regular size bathtub for puppies because, again, of showing, but the bathtub works just fine. She will probably get one more bath in the sink, and then she'll outgrow it, and she'll move into either the regular human bathtub or the big dog tub. This is it right here, and we have to use this with the big dogs, and we use warm water. It's a special tub. We just keep things piled on it. Okay, so I'm going to take over the camera. So that's Gypsy, and that's her little grooming session. And as you can see, she tolerated having her nails done very well. I highly recommend everyone buy either the little portable Dremels, they're about $10 at Walmart, Kmart, or hardware stores, or the Petty Paws. I have not used the actual brand Petty Paws, but I know people that have, and it's basically the same idea. And I can take that Dremel, which is a heavy-duty Dremel, and I hit my hands all the time, and it does not hurt or cause pain. So there's our puppy grooming video, and thanks so much for watching. Thanks, Gypsy. You were a good girl.